skeleton, and again he does the same thing. He repositions himself behind the creeps, so that he's able to have the creeps behind himself and his opponent. But it still doesn't look that good. Luckily, he did get the big creep before Zen actually got it. I mean, what Zen should have done is just chain lightning it, and he wouldn't have gotten the big creep still. And this battle is gonna last a long time. You wouldn't say so if you looked at the army sizes right now, because Grubby's army looks a lot smaller than Zen's army. But, well, actually, yeah, not necessarily. It's pretty even. And what makes a difference is that in this fight, it's pretty static, and so all the skeletons that Grubby makes, I mean, check Grubby's Dark Range out. He mostly focuses on the peons right now, and as he takes down the peons, he always gets more skeletons. Since he's level 5, he gets those nice skeletons, which do actually a lot of damage, pretty much the damage of a grunt, so they are pretty useful, and you see it's got 6 skeletons, and that's quite a lot. And his opponent doesn't have any form of this spell, so over the long run he's gonna have a big advantage with all the skeletons in this battle. And moreover, he has the Spirit Walker, so he can just dispel his opponent's wolves, which is also a nice thing. And you see that pretty much all the peons have gone. So, but of course Zen style is reproducing raiders, so, and everybody's reproducing units to get directly to the fight. Something very important that not always everybody does. And so the fight is going up and down with, like, whenever the units come, like, somebody has the advantage for a little bit, and then the other one has the advantage for a little bit. And yeah, I mean, it's just watch the fight. I can't say much more. Use alt and see everybody. I mean, like, both players micro this pretty well. But probably Zen style did a bad call there in not running away when there were 6 skeletons at a time, because I mean, it wasn't like he was going to lose much by running away, because there weren't that many raiders on Grubby's side, and the skeletons did actually a lot of the difference. And right now, Spirit Walker going down. Actually, if you want to kill a Spirit Walker, you probably have to ensnare it, because otherwise it will just turn ethereal, or something. Yeah, and the opposite of corporeal form, so that you can't actually hit it without spells. And so if you do that, if he does that, then no, sorry. If you actually ensnare it, then it can't change form, and you can actually kill it. So right now, Grubby not looking too hot, and actually, yeah, he has a lot of gold. He has 800 gold. Yeah, he wasn't producing as much as his opponent. His opponent was doing a better job of actually producing units while they fought. Yeah, this is actually pretty definite. I mean, there was no reason for him to go to 800 gold. And he still, yeah, he actually does have a bit of lumber problems, so he should probably remake a few lumber peons. But what is happening here? Yeah, another small fight. The Dark Ranger is now level 6, and actually becomes even more useful, because she can just charm in opponent's units, and especially since neither of them has an expo, it makes a big difference if you can actually charm one of the opponent's raiders, for example, or even Coda beasts, and that's gonna help a lot in the late game. So Zen is scouting to see whether there's an expo. There isn't one, so he's gonna put up an expo himself pretty soon, or not yet. Yeah, he's missing also a bunch of wood, although he has a lot more than Grubby. Of course, now the Farseer is level 5, so you get insane harass with Spirit Wolves, and Zen has Raiders, so you can just take down buildings very, very quickly. One bad thing is that he didn't get whatchamacallit, pillage, because that would be actually quite useful in this situation, especially with an army of Grunt Raider mainly. And then he will get back some resources. Yeah, right now another fight. I mean, it's pretty even, and the skeletons are gonna make a difference again in the late fight. Grubby could have saved that Spirit Walker, but well, he's just focusing on the Coda Beast because that got a grunt, and losing another Spirit Walker, and the Farseer is level 6. So hero levels are still pretty the same, except that Shadowhunter now died, and that's pretty bad. You should definitely go for Grubby's Shadowhunter right now, and he's trying to, but I don't know. No, probably not. He tried a bit, but he should have gotten it. I mean, he should have gotten Grubby Shadowhunter, and then the game would have been really over. Well, not so much over, but because right now still he has a big advantage. I mean, Zen is currently putting up an expo. Grubby only has his 2 heroes and Spirit Walker, and Zen has a bunch of units, but he just loses a Raider to a Burrow, and it kind of sucks. Especially in late game, Raiders are very, very important because you want to be able to ensnare your opponent's heroes to be able to kill them. So it's very important that you kill your opponent's Raiders. Yeah, Zen actually TP'd out here, and in my opinion that was a bad call because it really wasn't necessary. The Shadowhunter had, still needed a bit of time to get to 75 mana to be able to cast Hex, and he could have put so much more pressure on a Dark Ranger, and in the meantime his expo would have actually finished, and he would have been able to get the expo up. Right now it's still, I mean, it can still finish if but there's a lot of damage output, and no, he should cancel it. Yeah, he cancels it. Or actually no. Oh my god. Okay, fair enough, he didn't cancel it. So the expo got actually taken down, and he lost a bunch of gold using that. So that was yeah, I mean, he played pretty well, Zen, up till this point, but right there he just threw the game, because if he had cancelled the expo, or at least if he wouldn't have TP'd out there and he would have stayed a bit longer in the fight, focused a bit more on the Dark Ranger or on the Shadowhunter, because neither of them had a lot of mana, so